Okay, question number 7 says a system of inequalities is shown. You've got two different equations. Okay, it's completely possible to do this without technology if you are fluent with graphing the equation y equals 5, which is basically the equation for a line that passes through points that have a y coordinate of 5. So like 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5. We could graph that line. And because it's a greater than or equal to, we know that the boundary of that line should be a solid boundary. And because it's greater, we want to shade greater, which for this will be a vertical line. It'll be to the right, shaded to the right. So this is, if you know your algebra, you know this already. Okay, and the other equation, I can just go through that same process. If we're graphing the line y equals 2/3 x plus 3, it would have a y-intercept at 3 on the y-axis, and the slope is 2/3, which means rise 2, run 3. All right, because the symbol is less than or equal to, then we know, again, we need a solid line because it's equal to the line. The points that are equal to that value of y are included in the solution set, but the less than for a slanted line here is going to be to shade below. So we could pull all that off without any technology, but I do want to show you two things. Okay, I want to show you how to graph this using the technology that you'll have access to during the test. So if you pull that calculator up, we can graph the line y is greater than or equal to 5. Let's see here. Again, you're probably going to get pulled up the scientific mode. You go to the graphing mode, and it pulls you into this expressions menu. So I want to graph the line y is greater than 5. I want greater than or equal to. It doesn't give me that as an option. So from this drop-down menu, I'm just going to choose the greater than symbol, and I'm going to realize that technically my line needs to be greater than or equal to, but I'll just use the greater than. Okay, y is greater than 5. And so let's just see what that looks like. If you go to the graph now, then you really don't see anything except maybe you notice up at the very top there's kind of a dashed looking line. And if you scroll up just a little, sure enough, the line, I messed up on my earlier, I forgot. This is a horizontal line, so we don't shade to the right of it, we shade above the line. All right, so above the line y equals 5 is y greater than 5. All right, so then let's go and graph the other equation. All right, that equation said y is less than or equal to 2/3 x plus 3. 2/3 x plus 3. So in here, I don't have a real fraction, but I can use the division sign. 2 divided by 3, 2/3 x, and then plus 3. So I'm going to graph this equation, and I want y is less than or equal to. So I'm going to choose the less than symbol, and now I'm going to graph and see both of these at the same time. And sure enough, what we have is, first of all, a horizontal line that passes through the point 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 5, and so forth. Okay, this is the line y is greater than or equal to 5. And then my other line has a y-intercept at 3, and it goes up 2 units and over 3. So this line here, or down 2 units and left 3. Okay, what this line here is, this is the line y is less than or equal to 2/3 x plus 3. And so that's what needs to be graphed. Now, you should definitely go into the test portal itself and practice using the technology that you'll have to manipulate to graph these. But again, using my original instructions, the line y is greater than 5. I'm going to go ahead and plot a point here and then just plot one more point, and that should be enough to give you a line. And it looks like they're just going to make it solid for you automatically. And then if you want to, shade this, let's see. Looks like you're not going to shade. I'm just looking at this. Use the add arrow tool to graph the boundary lines of the system. All right, so the add point button and the add arrow, you should definitely go in here and work with this. I should too. But there's the first line, and I know my shading for that is above. The other line has a y-intercept of 3 and a slope of 2/3 up to. And so you graph those 2 points, and it should, I think the line will automatically get drawn. Maybe not. Go and test it. So here we have this line. And we know from the graph using technology that the overlap region, okay, above the blue line but below the red line, is this little sliver over here. You can see it in the technology, but that is a darker color of shading, and that's because it's the overlap. Those two lines, the solutions to those two inequalities overlap in that little sliver up there. So back over here with your technology, it says place a star on the coordinate plane to show one solution in the system. And so somehow grab this star and put it somewhere in this little sliver over here. And that should do it. Again, I can't emphasize enough. You should go in and practice using that so that you know how to manipulate and get those lines graphed using the air technology.